Alright, so this is probably like the third time I've recorded this, but this is really important and I need to get it out as soon as possible. Normally, I would send this video over to my editor, Liam, but I'm just going to edit this myself real quick and post it, just because this is something that I need to talk about. Basically, this has been a trend going on inside of the fan game sort of community since, I guess the dawn of it. But what I've seen coming from a lot of fan games is just copying. Like there's no unique features in those games whatsoever. They're either copied from Gorilla Tag or they're either copied from my game. They aren't unique. They don't add any new mechanics or any new reason to play, which it's understandable because a lot of the time the people who made the games are either younger or it's their first time using Unity, which makes sense. But due to the sheer amount of people trying to do the same exact thing, which is make a fan game that has body follows your head and it has collision, SideQuest basically said they're not taking any more games that have Gorilla Tag locomotion unless they're unique, which that makes sense. That's understandable. However, I had a conversation with them on Twitter recently, and I'll throw out the screenshots here, but I basically asked like, hey, can I put my game up there? And they're like, oh, it has to be unique. And my game is something that I originally came up with. It was my own unique idea that I spent time on, and I completed it and it was great, and it was my that was the thing that I made without. I had some inspiration from Gorilla Tag. Obviously it was the model or the theme of the world, oh, there's a monkey, oh, there's Gorilla Tag locomotion, but that was it. And it was based off, and the map was kind of based off of mines, because a lot of people had been talking about creepypastas back then. But it's been done so many other times by tons of other games that I can't even post my original concept, or I can't post the original game on there anymore, because SideQuest isn't going to accept it because it's not unique anymore. It's just been done by a shit ton of people. Same as if I was going to post the multiplayer games that originally popularized the idea of making a fan game, and which are basically what every single fan game is based off of. It's just, body follows the head, players have collision, and there's not really anything to do other than kind of smack into each other. But due to the sheer amount of those, I can't post any of them on there. I just can't. That's fine. That's understandable. It was kind of a shitpost game, and it wasn't too hard to make. But the problem arises when I go to announce a new feature or post a progress update on a feature I've been working on behind the scenes in my server. And I'll post recently I did a backpack, and now I'm working on guns, and there's a new monster that we've been working on. But those things, I've already seen a couple of the features that I've announced recently being done in other games, and just being thrown in there. People are just looking at what I'm doing and then just mirroring the same thing over in their game and not adding anything unique or new to their games. And it's getting kind of annoying, because if it keeps up like this, I'm not going to be able to post my game anywhere, and hell, maybe even AppLab will decide they're not accepting Gorilla Tag games anymore, and I'm not going to be able to post any of my games on there, because it takes time for me to polish a feature all the way through and make sure it's actually enjoyable and fun to play. I'm not going to post a half-baked thing because, oh man, there's a gun in here, but it feels awful to shoot, and it's single player, and I haven't worked it. Or, oh man, it's literally just a gun in your hand. Or this backpack, there's a bug with the backpack right now where stuff falls out of it. If I were to post that now, it would suck. But people are already trying to either imitate or they're trying to imitate what I'm doing. They won't add the same exact functionality as the things that I'm doing, but they'll get close to it and theme. It's basically the same thing. So it's gonna make it so mine doesn't seem unique anymore, and it's getting to the point where I don't know if I can even show progress updates of what I'm working on. It's just gonna be radio silent for a long time, and just randomly I'll drop a game out of nowhere, but that's not really what I want to do. The whole sort of thing I like to do is just openly develop the game and have conversations about what goes in and out of it as I'm working on it. The original horror game was a community project. It was made collectively by 8 or 9, I think it was, 9 other people other than me worked on that game. They created assets, and I would come up with features, and then I got feedback on those features, and I tweaked them, or I bug fixed, like stuff like that. I posted what I was doing and what was going into the game, and people could talk about it, get interested in it, get hyped up for it, or critique it, or say, oh, it was shit and I should replace it. And then I would listen to that feedback and I would change it. But I can't do that if every single time I post something, it's just getting ripped and put into somebody else's game. And it's because I can't afford to make my game not be posted on anywhere besides PCVR. I'm gonna have to pay $100. Well, I'm doing it anyway. I'm putting the game on Steam, at least the PCVR version. It's never gonna come to Quest at this rate. If App Lab decides they're not taking Gorilla Tag like games, then I'm screwed. I can't bring my game to Quest. And if you look at every single one of the comments on both of my channels, on my videos, they're all asking for Quest support. Every single one is just saying, when is it on Quest? Is it on App Lab? Can you add it to SideQuest? All this, and I can't do those things if they're gonna get blocked because a bunch of people are copying what I'm doing, or just Gorilla Tag in general too. And it sucks. It really sucks, and it's annoying to see that nobody's doing anything new. Nobody's innovating. And that was the whole reason why my game was successful, is because it was new, it was unique, it was innovation, it was something that hadn't been done before. But all I see is more of the same. It's not gonna get anywhere if you don't do something that makes what is your game gonna be known for? What unique feature is your game gonna be known for? Because for me, at least at first, it was, oh, the monkeys flop on their face and you can collide with other players. That was my innovation. I mean, I'll be honest, both of those I ended up doing on accident, but they were really funny, so I kept them in. But that was what my game was known for, at least at first. Now it's only known for the model. Now the only thing separating my game from others is the way that the graphics look, which is kind of sad because the features I'm working on now aren't going to be unique if I keep posting about them and they're just being copied. So other than just copying doesn't get you anywhere, the original reason why the Gorilla Tag Locomotion was posted open source in public was not to be used to make fan games. There's an interview from Ms. he's got a bunch of Izzes in his name. And there's an interview between Lemming, which is pretty popular. It's got 1 million views, but I'll link it in the description. Basically, that interview, Lemming says he wants to post the movement open source. This is, I guess, before he did. He wants to post the movement open source so that people can innovate and make new things with it, because tag probably wasn't the best application for the locomotion or the best use case of it. That was the whole reason why. Nobody has since done that. I mean, I know I've been trying to do it, but I haven't seen anybody else trying to do it as well. And I encourage you, if you're making one of these games with Gorilla Tag Locomotion, don't copy what other people are doing. Dare to go do something different. That's what makes a game interesting, is if it's new and unique. If it's, you can't do the same thing. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to talk about here. That's just this is to clear some stuff up and also try and solve an issue. I'm not publicly going to call out any creators or any games specifically unless this gets to a really, unless it gets serious and it's just blatantly obvious that it's just taken from me and it hasn't been resolved privately. But other than that, I'm just going to end it here. I'm not going to record this again.